Hi everyone, it's Ron here again from Ronovationz. Today I'm going to talk about how to make money with the knowledge of using the property clock. We all know that the property cycle in New Zealand, at least anyway, is every 10 years, and in fact it's actually a little bit more than that for central Auckland as opposed to outside of Auckland because of the average. But overall the property clock is 10 years. And we also know that properties in Auckland double every 8 to 10 years. So how do we benefit from the value, making more money than 100% every 10 years? If I draw your property clock, which is pretty much, here is your boom period, 11 o'clock, 12 to 1 o'clock, right? And then you've got your 3 o'clock is here, your 6 o'clock is and your 9 o'clock here. This is what we call a 10-year cycle, right? Now, if we supposedly have a property value at $1 million at 12 o'clock, right? And then we follow the clock around, 10 years later, we would assume that most places on average will be worth $2 million, especially in Auckland. Now, how the heck can we make more than 100% in 10 years? This is the question. Well, we know through the property cycle, as the clock moves down to say 3 o'clock, values start to decline. And then by the time it gets to the bottom of the cycle, values have gone even more, usually as a result of business confidence dropping, people losing their jobs, people are afraid to perhaps buy more houses. And then as the confidence comes back, property values start to recover and then rise until finally we're at $2 million, which is here. So you've made one cycle $2 million or 100% of your investment. The point here is two things come into a factor. One is you may leverage at our current deposit rates of 30%, which means $300,000 can buy a $1 million property. But the point is, when it's doubled in value, your 30% there is now only effectively 15% here. So your 300,000 over that is now only 15%. You effectively have made 1 million plus 300,000 on your original deposit, if you can understand that. Right. So, but looking at the property cycle, you got $1 million. That's your value at the time, at the peak of the boom. And you're confident that it'll double then. But the point is, property values during a recession will drop as much as 10, maybe in certain parts of Auckland, to as much as 30% in other parts of Auckland, right? So let's take an average that property values in Auckland will drop around 20% at the bottom of the recession, 20% drop. You've got here, if your property values drop to 20%, so this $1 million property will now be worth $800,000 if it's a 20% drop on that. And maybe at here, it'll drop to 900,000. So the point is, buying here can increase your rate of return on investment, right? So just imagine, we know it's going to be worth 2 million. If you were to buy the property at 800,000 at 6 o'clock here, at the bottom of the recession, then you effectively, that's going to go up 2.5 times its value, right? So the proportion of increase from there to there is pretty much 150% on value. And that's how you can more than double your value, providing you buy right times at the market. Here is the question: how do you know when you're at the bottom? Well, you don't actually. You can guesstimate it, but that's gambling then. So the whole idea is just buy, and buy, knowingly that eventually that the $1 million value in beginning of the 10 years will have doubled to 2 million. The secret is when you buy is when you make the money. Right. Thank you.